In this video, we'll go through converting an element to being part of a template. Templates are useful to help roll out all of your analyses onto multiple elements of the same type. Most of the time, when you have similar pieces of equipment, we recommend utilizing templates to make sure you can easily scale your processes and asset hierarchy. When we convert to a template, that includes all the attributes as well as the analyses, among other pieces. We'll go through converting this element to a template, and then we'll discuss a few features of templates. To convert this element to a template, we'll go onto the asset hierarchy, right-click, click Convert, and Convert to Template. Here we get the option of converting our attributes to templates. In this case, we can apply the basic tag substitution parameters, and we can see how the substituted attribute will look. If you'd like to include tag creation, meaning that you will create more pi tags, utilizing these substitution parameters if the points do not already exist, you can click on this checkbox here. In our case, we will create these tags. Take note that if you are trying to match your existing pi tags and you want to pull data into AF, you don't need to create these tags. You can simply map them once you've finished creating your template. I'll hit OK. If I go over to the General tab, I can see that I now list under the template the asset template. If we want to manage our templates, we need to go to the library. There we can rename the template if we would like, and we can manage other aspects of the template. At this point, if I go into the Attributes tab, and I try to add a new attribute, you'll see that I don't have the option to. A little bit different than attributes, if I look at the analyses, I notice that I have the small green box with a T in it, signifying that this analysis goes on the template. If I'd like to modify it, I can right-click and click Go to Template, or I can navigate to the library. You can see in the bottom left that I'm now in the library section. This is where all of my element templates are kept. You can see here on the left that I have my asset template and that I'm modifying the analysis templates. I'm able to make any modifications that I'd like at the template level, and this will get pushed out to any and all assets that are modeled after this template. To make use of the Evaluate button, I'll need to select an example element. Now that I've assigned Asset 1, which shows the entire hierarchy coming from Plant 1, Line 1, I can use the Evaluate button. A few features to take note. This checkbox is marked by default. If you do not want to automatically enable, meaning start your analyses, when you add new elements to it, you can uncheck this box. To show you how easy it is to create another element with the same analyses, which would be helpful if you have a similar type of equipment, I'll go back to the Elements pane. I can add a new asset by clicking on line 1, New Child Element, and then clicking on the asset template. I'll hit OK, and it automatically increments the number by 1. Now I have a completely new asset with different attributes that took the substitution parameters that we had. I selected all three by holding Shift, so I'll right-click, and I can create or update pi point. And we'll see they're now in point created. My flow rate was based off of a stock tag, so I'm going to change the settings here and put in another stock tag. Here I'm assigning a tag that has a feed flow attribute, and this will represent my flow through Asset 2. Now my calculations will be based off the flow rate, and when I get a new value, it'll trigger this analysis. If I check this in, then everything will be saved, and I will start up my analysis. Now it's easy to see that by using templates, we're able to easily scale how we create all of our analyses. We can make multiple analyses on this element, and we can convert all of them to the template and have them calculate on related equipment that is made from the same template.